YouTube family, it's Nick here. It's hot, it's humid, but boy do we have a lot going on in the garden. I have been able to harvest so much this week. I will try to insert pictures at the end of the video to show you all that I've gotten this week, but I think it's time to show you guys what's going on in the garden, so let's go. Starting off in this bed, it has exploded with growth. We have tomatoes. These are what kind of tomatoes? Sun green tomatoes. And then over here we have another tomato plant, and I think this is a Boxcar Willie tomato plant. I harvested some chives to dry for seasonings. The garlic around the perimeter is still looking okay. This is a black cherry tomato. I need to trellis this up, so I will be working on that. The sweet pea plant is officially taller than I am. I did harvest some of the dry pea pods so that I can harvest seeds for next season. But with all of that, we're still getting flowers and we're still getting a lot of green growth. More over here are garlic. We do have a yellow summer squash plant here that has babies on it. Here's another shot of the sun green tomato. Come over here, we have, I think these are red pole beans that are really climbing up this trellis. It's a lot of growth that we've had. And then here's a huge tomato, and I didn't label this, but it is pretty big and we should be getting some flowers here soon. Coming up on this trellis now, it is in the heat of the day, so they're looking a little wilted because they need to be watered. However, I don't want to water because we have rain in the forecast for the next few days, so I'm trying to just let them get watered by the rain. But this is a green bean plant, whole bean plant, and I mean, it's loaded with flowers. There's going to be so many beans. We already have some, but just imagine the amount of beans that are going to be hanging from this plant. Oh yeah, this is a Magda zucchini squash. I think I'm gonna let this stay one more day, but it's really getting close to harvest. There is a cucumber plant over here, and I see my first salt and pepper OG cucumber over here. Where did it go? There it is. So this cucumber plant is really being overtaken by this bean plant, but I think it's helping because we are really getting to this part of the season where cucumbers are going to struggle because of the heat. So I think that is working out for the best. Here are some Dr. Wyche's tomatoes. Now for some reason these leaves look crazy, so I think I'm going to come prune the leaves off that look bad, and hopefully there's still enough of the healthier leaves to keep it going. Over here we have pineapple tomato plants, and these are looking really good, growing up the trellis I've made. We had zinnias open up over here, and then here's another pineapple tomato plant. I did harvest basil that's in between each plant, harvested it yesterday. We've gotten a ton of zucchinis or squash, patty pan squash from this lemon, I think it's called a lemon sun squash plant. I've cut down, I'm gonna come and cut these bigger leaves down because we've got new growth right here, so it'll help out. And here's our other salt and pepper OG cucumber plant, which I've gotten plenty of cucumbers from this plant. We've got a few more on here, but it's been doing really good. Over here looks a little messy, but I did plant some random wildflowers over here that are beginning to flower. But check out this Kellogg's breakfast tomato. It's getting big. It's looking good, and I'm really excited. On this side of the trellis, I did plant some Jimmy Nardello peppers right here. That is a, it's a type of pumpkin, I can't remember. I have a German pink tomato right here. And then this is the other side of the Armenian yard-long cucumber plant, which there's that on there. Gonna nasturtiums at the end. And then on this side, I did plant some pepper seeds. I think, no, that might be grass, but I'm gonna wait a few more days, see if they germinate. There's a black cherry tomato right here. This is a Queen of the Night cherry. Yeah, Queen of the Night. It looks really bad, but it's producing tomatoes, so I don't really know. And then there's a Paul Robeson tomato over there. Homemade pickling cucumber plant. I did harvest the cucumber off of here earlier, but there's 2 more on here. So we do have some powdery mildew on this tiger melon plant, but we also have 3 tiger melons. So that's really, really exciting. Over here, looks like I missed one. Here's another pickling cucumber plant, which I'm gonna go ahead and get this for our harvest. Our straw flowers are about to open, and let's see if you can. I love the sound of straw flowers. And then there's Chinese motherwort that I did harvest the other day. This green stalk is looking really full. I did harvest some beans yesterday, but there's a couple more on here that'll be ready in the next few days. Our calendula is doing good. Our tomatoes are starting to flower. It's just really looking amazing. Another cattle panel trellis that has exploded with growth since the last video. Our borage is looking great. Our bee balm does have some powdery mildew, so I might chop those leaves off, but check it out. And I did harvest a couple the other day, but look at these tomatoes. Look at the bunches. There's so many bunches. And this is a mystery tomato, but I'm beginning to think that this is a sun gold tomato just because of how they're turning out. But I gotta tell you, I'm really excited. We do have some over here as well. These are a mystery tomato. These are a little bit bigger than the ones behind me, so I do not think that these are a sun gold tomato, but we'll see here shortly. One of my favorite spots, because check out these Savor melons. I mean, we've got a few on here. Look at these 2, look at here. And then walking to the back side of it, we also have one right there, one right there. That is the most prolific melon plant that I have so far. And over here next to it, we have our Kajari melon plant, which these were planted a few weeks after the Savor melon plant, so that's okay. But look it, we do have melons, so hopefully within the next couple of weeks. This has been my most productive cucumber plant. I've gotten so many cucumbers off of this plant, and it's still going. It's still going. It's looking healthy for the most part, and we've gotten so many cucumbers, and I've made quite a few pickles. So these are also, I believe, sun gold tomato plants, which we're getting tomatoes off of. But here is a sugar baby watermelon plant that has 3 babies on it. Check this out. And this one, so this one was stuck in between the T-post and the trellis, and I was able to push it through, and it scarred, and I didn't think this was gonna make it, but check it out. Here's what they look like from this side. I cannot wait to eat these melons. I think we're gonna get corn this year. We're definitely probably gonna get corn from this pallet, but unfortunately I don't think we're gonna get corn from this one. This has just been on the struggle bus, and yeah, I'm just gonna call this a bust. So the other day I noticed that these zucchini and squash plants were just not thriving, so I went ahead and planted more seeds, and look what we have here. We have some germination, so pretty exciting about that. I mean, it's taking slow, but they're heading up. This one doesn't even have a head yet. I emptied this out the other day, and we got, you know, a couple little small potatoes, which is enough for a meal, so I'm not going to complain. I went ahead and added the sweet potato slips to this bed because last year I grew sweet potatoes in my other round container like this, which I also put sweet potatoes in that one, and it worked out well. So we're doing 2 raised beds, raised containers of sweet potatoes this year. I came over here the other day and I harvested some beans, which we still have quite a few on here in various stages, but we are definitely going to have harvestable beans, and hopefully I can preserve and freeze them. I've got tomato plants growing great over here. We've got some more Sun Gold tomatoes. Back there is a Violet Jasper tomato. This is a mystery tomato right here. This is a pineapple tomato. And then this is a Paul Robeson tomato, and it actually has a little bee friend helping us out. So there's somehow wasp and other flying things that get in here. However, we have been harvesting handfuls of strawberries from our strawberry bed daily, and it's just been so fantastic. They're so good, you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm just loving this growing season so far. Look at these, loaded. Might leave a couple of these on here for a little longer, but once I keep dropping it, we definitely have our strawberries going good. These are Aunt Ruby's German green tomatoes, I think is what they're called. They're looking great. We got some random tomato plants over here. I have a lot of space that I can utilize, so I will be adding more things to both of these beds actually, because we do have extra space. I cut back some broccoli and it looks like it's growing back, so I'm just gonna let that stay. I've never grown broccoli like that from a plant that was already planted, so I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do. I harvested lemon balm and oregano from here yesterday. I also harvested some mint, and everything that I harvested yesterday is currently being dehydrated. And check out this really tall sunflower. I mean, check her out. And then right next, both of these sunflowers are volunteer. I did not plant these, but check this out. I need to come cut some of the bigger heads just so that, because it's, you see it's starting to lean, but I mean, how perfect. What a sight, especially with this being a volunteer from last year. I cannot get over this sunflower plant. This green stalk has really come through. We've got green beans, coleus, more green beans. We've got strawberries. I mean, a ton of herbs, different types of basils. We've got some peppers. We've got some smaller tomato plants. More peppers at the bottom, some more basils. It's just really coming into its growth, and there's still pockets that obviously didn't germinate, so I have more space, which I will be planting. Now, this little area, let me just walk around and show you on this side, so you can see it a little bit better. But I know you see these. I know you see them. They are so freaking good, you guys. I cannot get enough of these berries. I love them so much. So I know I'm looking a hot, sweaty mess because like I told you, it's hot, it's moist out here, it's humid, but we did get a nice little harvest of our mini yard-long cucumbers, some pickling cucumbers, a couple of strawberries, a couple of blackberries, and I mean, it's not much, but it's enough. to make me grateful. I come out here and I'm just overjoyed with what I've done. I love my growing space, and this is just one of my favorite places to be. So it's not a long video, but I did want to come and show you guys kind of some updates. And as more things are blooming and maturing, I'll be bringing you guys along. So once again, thanks for coming along with me to have a little day in the garden. See you next time. Bye.